I do think there are some valid reasons why marriage is not a great move. From a religious perspective, fantastic. But the issue is when it comes to marriage, the state oversees your marriage, not your religion. And also when your wife, if she so chooses to divorce you, she's not going to go to the church. She's going to go to the state to get alimony, to get XYZ, to get community property, to get half the house, to get half the assets. She'll go to the state, not the church. Prenups frequently get challenged and thrown out and sometimes deemed unenforceable for a variety of reasons. If a woman is motivated enough, she can try to get out of a prenup.
Guys, welcome back again to another YouTube video. My name is Ike. If you're new, welcome to the channel. Just reacting to this particular video from the Word of our podcast. It's funny how marriage is instituted by God. This is an institution that God started right from the creation, creating Adam and creating Eve to complement Adam. That's a system of marriage. And the Bible talked about a man leaving his father and his mother to cling to his wife, and both of them shall become one. God is the custodian and the institutor of marriage. But you find that now marriage has been taken over by the state. The state got in because there are other legal requirements to marriage, depending on where you live. Those of us that are in the Western world, we know how this system works. And if you don't, you really need to get yourself informed. The system of marriage is absolutely set up in a way where a lot of men have started losing faith in marriage and not interested in union anymore. If you are getting married for religious reasons, that's absolutely a plus for you, because you are actually obeying the commandment of God. You are actually obeying and walking in the principle of, what the Bible acknowledges, God setting up marriage. This is important that you actually, settle down in your faith, if you're a Christian, by your religion. The problem is that marriage is instituted by God, but it's been hijacked by the state. And on the other hand, the church weds you, but the state divorces you. Tomorrow, let's say something's happening between you and your wife. Unless both of you are actually strong Christians who believe in the church and can actually go to counseling and seek the knowledge of a marriage counselor, or even the knowledge of your pastor, or you walk in the principles of God, then you may have a high chance of remedying that marriage. But even Christians these days get a divorce. A lot of Christians walk out of the marriage because it's not working for them. It's not meeting their needs. So when that happens, the state is the one that's going to separate you guys, irreconcilable differences. And when the state steps in, it becomes a different sort of story now, a different sort of incentive, because, you are more likely to lose everything that you have.
She'll go to the state, not the church.
So like I was saying, in the case of a divorce, you are absolutely going to go to the state. And the state is what's going to separate you and your wife. And that is where a lot of things get complicated, because it's not actually your religion that's separating you guys. Your religion is against it. Your religion doesn't support a divorce. I don't believe Christianity supports divorce. And under stringent or very restricted measures, should you actually consider getting out of a marriage, as we all know, maybe if you are getting physically abused, or there are other reasons that are absolutely necessary for you to get separated or walk out of the marriage, then yes, those options should be explored. But when the state gets in to get you guys divorced, it's going to be a very traumatic event. So the honest truth is that a lot of men are no longer having that sort of incentive to be in a marriage. Even as a Christian man, there are so many men who, yes, they see the benefit of being married. Do not let the social media and all these things compromise your judgment and make you believe that marriage is not necessary, because it is. But if you are also in the reality of what is out there, basically that, when the state gets into a lot of these things, it gets complicated, then your concerns are very legit. Your concerns are legit. And most of the time, the women are often the ones who benefit economically from a divorce. This is absolutely true. Someone asked you and said, what about prenups? Well, Prenups are not actually recognized that much anymore. Even in Canada, it's pretty bad. It gets just thrown out of the window. And he's saying that if a woman is motivated enough, the prenup is going to be useless. The prenup is absolutely going to be useless. So I'm telling you, guys, if you are walking into a relationship or a marriage, you have to know that this is the will of God for your life. You have to know that this is the calling of God for your marriage. To reduce the risk of divorce, you have to first know the person you are getting involved with. This is absolutely important. You have to know the person you are walking into a lifetime commitment with. Is this somebody who has a vengeful spirit, a retaliating spirit, somebody who would, want to get back at you, get their own pound of flesh tomorrow, in any situation where things go south? Is this somebody who is not kind? They talk about kind women a lot. You gotta be with a woman who is kind and who is actually has the spirit of God in them. This is one thing that no matter what, this woman will have your back. And I'm not saying that because somebody has your back that you should just be anybody or be any way that you want to that person. No, you would always continue to strive to be the best man that you can be, but make sure that you're walking into something like marriage with somebody you can attest to their character and their person and their world view. Absolutely important. Guys, do not lose faith in the institution of marriage. It's absolutely important. It's God's will for your life that you be settled, with the right woman. And when that woman comes along, your spirit and your being, everything about you would be in sync with this person. It's not just going to be easy or that smooth, but you guys can put in the effort into being better collectively and working towards something that is beautiful tomorrow. But for the vast majority of men, it may not be easy. It may not be easy to find the person and then remain in a marriage for long term. Women get bored easily. And that's why you need a woman with a high interest in you. Women get bored easily. And at some point, they would want something, something a little more, maybe they want to walk out of the marriage. Not necessarily that they want somebody else, but they're just not feeling it anymore. They're not feeling it anymore. It's going to happen that you don't feel it anymore. But do you have to leave it? Do you have to walk out of it is another question. Or do you stay and revive it? Do you stay and work on it collectively? It's another question. Some people are not up for that. They would want to leave instead. So make sure you're choosing somebody who you can attest to their character. You can attest to the fact that they are kind. You love this person and you admire them. They have the Spirit of God in them. And you are also ensuring that collectively you guys are working together to improve yourself, to get better in whatever it is that's beneficial for both your marriages. Because the outlook of marriage now is not looking too good. Young men are checking out of it. I know a lot of young men who are my age, 34, 33, 32, upwards, even 37, 40, who do not want to get married and who are not even thinking about it or don't believe in the institution of marriage anymore. Maybe they've been born once or twice in the past, but that doesn't speak to that person's choices alone. It speaks to what is available out there. It speaks to what is happening out there, the nature of women that are out there, the kind of views that people hold out there and how it influences them and contributes to the outcome of their marriages. Okay, guys, this is what I wanted to share with you. And I hope I see more of you. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Go ahead, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you on the next one.